Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Athens, Greece in September. This is another beautiful day in one of the most beautiful and greatest cities in the world. Let's begin by looking at what a BMW dealership looks like here in Athens, Greece. As you can see, they have a lot of SUVs, obviously very similar to how we buy cars in in America. But as you can see, they are not affected by the tariffs of Trump. In fact, Greece is part of the EU, which includes Germany, obviously. So here what we have is a iX in Greece, a white color, something I'm not that crazy about. And I want to apologize ahead. I am right on a very busy street here in Athens on a Sunday morning. So we're going to have a lot of noise, unfortunately. First, let's just check this out. 49.5, and that, of course, is in euros. Beautiful seats. Nice steering wheel. It's a lovely car, and at a very good price, again, because there's no tariffs attached. We have this X6 330D, and let's remember, if they're not electric, in Athens, they're most likely diesel. Again, a very nice interior. This is the older navigation system. I believe it's Gen 7.5. This X6 is going for 90,900 euros. Right next to it, we have a beautiful X5. Now, if you notice, most of these cars are used because new cars are extremely expensive even without Trump's tariffs. Plus, to be quite honest with you, the Greeks, that's 107,000 euros, are very aggressive drivers. I actually am unable to find one vehicle here in Athens that doesn't have some kind of ding, scratch, or dent on it. Now here we have another fine example. Look at this pinstriping, something you wouldn't see much in the US. This is, of course, the Alfina version. XD4, 112,000 euros. Not a bad looking shade of gray. Here we have some BMW 1 Series, 26,900. Now that's an entry price anybody can feel comfortable in. There's a 116D, and again, as I mentioned, the majority of vehicles in Greece are diesel because fuel is extremely expensive in the EU, obviously driven by the leftist corrupt governments and the woke climate society liars. Because everybody knows that has a brain in their head that, of course, climate changes. It's been changing for the last century years. And then over here we have our sedans, our 4 doors and 2 doors. As you can see, they also mix a lot of their minis, dealerships together, just like we do in the US. And then here we have some 4 Series. Check out the way they do the performance and the extra graphics that generally you will not see in the US. Obviously a consumer choice. The seats are really pretty. If you ask me, this looks like it's been wrecked. Here's an M4. X Drive. €124,000 for an M4. Here's a convertible 4 Series. I'm not that crazy about those seats. They get dirty really easy. €105,000. And then we have our minis over there. So the other thing that's very apparent is the floor planning here in Greece, as particularly at this particular dealership. They don't maintain many vehicles here, and the large amount of their inventory is used. The few new cars, as you can see, like this M5 station wagon, I haven't been able to find yet, but this M5, look how big this thing is. So these cars, that one for in European dollars is $171,078. So I gotta say that even with Trump tariffs, we still get better prices on BMWs in America than we would in Europe. Everything's more expensive in Europe. This is what you get when you have a socialist government that tries to control the markets and its people. Well, anyhow, I hope y'all enjoyed the Athens, Greece BMW dealership review. And I would say one last word of, if you can make it to Athens, Greece, definitely do. It's one of the most beautiful cities in the world. And Greece is one of the most beautiful countries. And it's mainly because the people are just friendly and hospitable. And they have something called philotimia. God bless.